Hello dear viewers and welcome to our special coverage for the current visit by Foreign Minister Badr Abdel and the Palestinian Prime Minister Mohamed Mustafa to the Rafah border crossing, and they held a joint press conference at the Rafah border crossing earlier today. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Migration Badr Abdel on Monday stressed Egypt's solidarity with the Palestinian people and rejected the deliberate starvation campaign launched by Israeli occupation authorities. Addressing a joint press conference with the Palestinian Prime Minister Mohamed Mustafa in front of the Rafah border crossing with the Gaza Strip, the Foreign Minister said Egypt has been and will continue to support the Palestinian legitimate rights to establish a Palestinian independent state on the borders of June 1967. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohamed Mustafa, for his part, thanked President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Egyptian state for the efforts to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people and to put an end to the war and blockade despite huge pressures. During the press conference, which was held upon the arrival of Foreign Minister Abdel and the Palestinian Prime Minister to the Rafah border crossing in northern Sinai, they were leading a high-level Palestinian delegation. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Morsi, Northern Sinai Governor Khaled Migawar are also participating in the visit. And to shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, Professor of International Relations. Dr. Ezaby, thank you so much, sir, for being our guest.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. The significance of this joint press conference by Foreign Minister Badr Abdel and visiting Palestinian Prime Minister Mohamed Mustafa, and the location, the choice of the location on the Rafah border crossing with the Gaza Strip.
Well, this visit between the Minister Badr Abdel and Mohamed Mustafa, the Foreign Minister of Palestine, it reflects that no way to say that Egypt, who is closed to Rafah border, no way to say that Egypt will make anything to prevent the aid to reach to Palestinian people in Gaza. All the world see that Egypt opened the Rafah border, but it's closed from the side which held by Israeli army. Now, in this meeting on the Rafah border between between Minister Badr Abdel and Minister Mohamed Mustafa, they announced that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi know what will happen from Israel. From the beginning of 7th October, he tried to immigrate Gaza to any other country. He tried to kill by immigrate all Palestinian people from Palestine. He tried to take
Sir, we are losing the communication here. Dr. Mustafa, can you hear me? Dr. Ezaby? Doctor? And till we get back our contact with Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, the Professor of International Relations, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Migration Badr Abdel and the Prime Minister of Palestine Mohamed Mustafa held a joint press conference on the Rafah border crossing, accompanied by Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Morsi, Northern Sinai Governor Khaled Migawar, and other officials who did participate in this very important visit. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Migration Badr Abdel stressed Egypt's solidarity with the Palestinian people and he rejected the deliberate starvation campaign launched by the Israeli occupation authorities. Addressing the joint press conference with the Palestinian Prime Minister Mohamed Mustafa in front of the Rafah border crossing with the Gaza Strip, the foreign minister said Egypt has been and will continue to support the Palestinian legitimate rights to establish an independent state on the borders of June 1967. The Palestinian Prime Minister Mohamed Mustafa, for his part, thanked President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Egyptian state for the efforts exerted to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people and to put an end to the war and the blockade despite the huge pressure. Actually, the press conference was held upon the arrival of the Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Aasi and the Palestinian Prime Minister at the Rafah land port in northern Sinai Governorate. They were leading a high-level Palestinian delegation. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Morsi and northern Sinai Governor Khalid Megawer also did participate in this very important visit to the Rafah border crossing with the Gaza Strip. And indeed, the Egyptian armed forces have released a comprehensive summary of Egypt's continuous humanitarian assistance efforts for the Strip. The data highlights a massive logistical operation managed by the armed forces to get crucial aid to the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. More details in the following story.
The Egyptian armed forces released a comprehensive summary of Egypt's continuous humanitarian assistance for the Gaza Strip. The data highlighted a massive logistical operation managed by the Egyptian army to deliver badly needed aid to the Palestinian civilians. According to the armed forces, aid convoys to the Gaza Strip originated from Al Arish airport, which received 1,022 planes carrying over 27,247 tons of international relief supplies. Al Arish port also received 32 ships loaded with nearly 74,779 tons of aid materials. The military said that 8 trucks, after crossing the Egyptian side, proceed to the Rafah border crossing and then to the Al-Awja and Nizana crossings for inspection. This inspection process takes between 18 and 24 hours before the aid can finally enter Gaza via the Palestinian Red Crescent. Trucks for the UNRWA agency follow a different path using the Karam Abu Salim crossing to reach Gaza. The report noted that the Israeli military's control of the Palestinian side of the Rafah border crossing since May 7, 2024, and its subsequent destruction of the crossing have halted the entry of aid trucks through this vital point. This has led to an increased reliance on airdrops and the Karam Abu Salim crossing. Despite the severe restrictions on aid entry, a fact confirmed by numerous countries and over 100 non-governmental relief organizations, Egypt has maintained its support. The country has successfully brought in over 70% of all aid, totaling 45,125 trucks with a combined weight exceeding 500,000 tons. This included 368,000 tons of Egyptian aid and 132,000 tons from other nations. The efforts also included providing 209 ambulances and 81,380 tons of fuel. A total of 168 airdrops were conducted from the Egyptian side, delivering 3,730 tons of aid. Egypt has also received and treated more than 18,560 wounded Palestinian civilians in its hospitals. From July 27th to August 4th, 2025, 1,341 trucks entered through the Karam Abu Salim crossing. Currently, more than 5,000 aid trucks are stalled on the Egyptian territory awaiting the opening of the crossings, while 25 airdrop operations have delivered an additional 24 tons of aid to Palestinian civilians. Egypt affirmed its strong and continuous support for the Palestinian question and its people in the Gaza Strip, despite the difficult circumstances and challenges facing the delivery of humanitarian aid.
Back to our guest, Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, Professor of International Relations. Dr. Ezaby.
Yes.
Yes, welcome back, sir. Sir, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Migration, Dr. Badr Abdel Ati, stressed Egypt's solidarity with the Palestinian people and rejected the deliberate starvation campaign launched by the Israeli occupation authorities. What's your take on this very important statement that took place by the foreign minister during the joint press conference with the Prime Minister of Palestine, Mohamed Mustafa?
Well, all the speech was by Foreign Minister, our Foreign Minister, Dr. Badr Abdel Ati, is a very hard word. It means that we know what Benjamin Netanyahu wants to do. We know everything Israel tries to do about the Palestinian people and the Palestinian land, and we work to make it to fail, and we didn't accept any proposal that offered by Benjamin Netanyahu to immigrate Palestinian people.
Yes.
We are in contact with the countries that Israel is in contact with them, the 4 countries, and these 4 countries announced that they refuse the immigration of Palestinian people. So Egypt tried to do everything not to kill the Palestinian.
Of course.
Tried to do everything to announce the Palestinian country for all world, to make all world countries to confess with the Palestinian country, and Egypt make everything to send the humanitarian human aid to Palestinian people, even through Rafah borders or Karm Abu Salim borders. Egypt didn't reject anything to cross to Palestinian people, and no one can say that Egypt, who has closed the Rafah border, but Israel, which is closing the Rafah border.
Yes. Sir, this joint press conference is taking place while there are still negotiations from the mediators, Egypt and Qatar, the United States, in order to find a ceasefire solution between Hamas and the Palestinian factions with the Israeli side. How do you see the threats by Israel for a land invasion to the Gaza Strip and the threats for more aggression against the Palestinians if Hamas did not disarm and no agreement was reached?
Well, when Hamas accepted a partial deal, Netanyahu refused a partial deal and he wants a complete deal. When Hamas wants a complete deal, Netanyahu rejects the complete deal and wants a partial deal. Now, Egypt tried to make an offer for Hamas and Israel for a whole deal to exchange all prisoners and hostage between Israel and Hamas and stop war for a long time, to ceasefire and to announce a Palestinian country. Hamas, as I know, they accept this deal, and we will still wait the response of Israel to announce if they accept it or refuse it. But I think Israel will refuse, will put some conditions to fail this offer too, because Netanyahu knows that if the war stopped in Gaza, his political future will end.
Of course.
So Benjamin Netanyahu wants this war to continue, to try to save his chair as a Prime Minister of Israel.
Indeed.
If the war stops, so Benjamin Netanyahu will go to the jail, according to what happened in these last days.
Indeed.
Especially what happened in Tel Aviv, 1 million people want Benjamin Netanyahu to leave his position.
Yes, indeed.
We next days will sign new news about this. Maybe Benjamin Netanyahu will accept a partial deal now, not a complete deal. Try to stop the revolution against him by Israeli people.
Indeed. Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, Professor of International Relations, thank you so much, sir, for your precious input. Always a pleasure. And our dear viewers, that would bring us to the end of this edition of special coverage for the joint press conference for Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati and Prime Minister of Palestine, Mohamed Mustafa, that took place earlier today at the Rafah border crossing. Thank you so much for joining us.